Hello everyone, this is Rosemary, and I have some projects from the Blue Fern paper line, the Bird Waltz, and these three are a series, they're a series, and they are for Blue Moon, and I just want to tell you how beautiful and wonderful this line is. So I just fell totally in love with it, so I was greatly inspired, and I made a journal, as you can see the journal cover here. I made a folio, and as you can see, they look really different. So this is what makes this line so beautiful, is you can just play with it in many different ways. And I did not stop with a folio. I made this, I don't know what you would call this. Maybe an art journal. Nothing like to start with a sneeze. This is an art journal, also made from the Bird Waltz. So again, Blue Fern greatly outdid themselves with this paper line. So that means you are going to see 3 videos. So please bear with me, and I will begin with this one, the journal. I'm a journal maker and I'm a junk journaler, and so even as you look at this, you would think, oh, she used a lot of scrap paper. No, it is still a junk journal in its truest form. I just has been inspired by the Blue Fern Bird Waltz paper. So as you can see, it is about 5 by 7 inches. So, and it is chunky. There are 3 signatures. This is some lace I had in my stash, and I avocado stained it, and it just matches wonderfully. And this is the back of the Blue Fern paper. This is just, like I said, I absolutely love this. Doesn't this just look so romantic? And here you can see it is stuffed. There is my elastic and button closure. It has a 2-inch spine. It's detached spine, and as you can see, when I say it's a detached spine, and it is so that it will lay flat. So as you begin, this is really a pocket, and here is a journaling card with music and another journaling card. I use every bit and piece of this Blue Fern paper, and I even made this frame. So again, they go together. I know I tend to keep my journaling cards kind of simple, because this is where I think people can add their touches. They can journal on them, and as you can see, these 2 cards blend in, and if I hadn't told you, you probably wouldn't have, you would have thought it was just part of it, that they were just glued on. So again, you could add bits and pieces to make it your own. And when you open it, you see this pocket, and it's like I said, the paper is just beautiful. This is the inside cover, which I used some Tim Holtz tissue paper, and I had some music paper underneath, but I thought with the theme Bird Waltz, so you're going to see a lot of birds in this journal. So here is a piece of paper. These are all my leftover pieces, and here's a piece of lace to trim it. And again, these are the journaling cards I made from those little end pieces at the bottom of the pages, and here is just a blank tag. So it begins. Here is another, and it really, because like I said, I cut, they are 7 inches, and so you have all these like 5-inch strips, and this is what I used. All the 5-inch strips have been incorporated into this journal, and so you will see them, and that's why I have different sizes. And so here's this bird, and I trimmed it with some lace here, and you see how it kind of matches that page there, and you turn it over, and here on the back is, I glued the lace so it forms a pocket, and this is from the Blue Waltz ephemera pack, and it's well worth getting the ephemera pack, and I will point out those pieces. And it is a journaling card that fits right there. And again, here is a page. One of the things, as I cut, I saved all these little pieces, and I fussy cut, and they kind of, and you see this down here is where I used the very end of it, and all these little strips that usually advertise the paper line, they're really beautifully decorated, so I just covered it with another little strip. So I was maximizing the use of this paper. Again, from the journal, the tag page, and this is a Martha Stewart punch that I got a chance to use, and you can see it is a tuck space there. You can really see it once it is all the way, you start putting in your tags. Otherwise, it is camouflage, and you would never guess. This journal has over 50, maybe closer to 60 tags, journaling cards. So this is why it is chunky. If you were to take everything out, and I don't think it has too much of an alligator mouth considering, but if you were to take everything out, you would see that it has a lot of, it's not really as stuffed. Well, you can see how stuffed it is. So again, and one of the things I also decided to do, all the blue fern paper has lace trim on it. So you can see all this lace trim is the blue fern paper. And I can't recall exactly how many sheets I use, but I use, as I said, the 5-inch portions as well as the ones I cut to make the journaling pages. So here we go. Oops, I forgot to put some fiber there. This is from the ephemera pack, and it forms a tuck. And this is the tag that I keep forgetting to put the fiber on. And you can see this is one, if you follow me, another Martha Stewart punch that I always use. And like I said, I was going to incorporate birds, and this is actually Napkin Decoupage, and a little bit, like I said, a little bit of the blue fern paper, and it is a tuck spot, and you will see the music paper. And this tag is actually wider than the page, but I kind of like it because it acts as a tab, and you can see it right there. The pages that aren't blue fern I left relatively undecorated on purpose because this journal may look overwhelming, but it really is a very simple journal in regards to how decorated it is. This is a Napkin Decoupage envelope. I love to embellish envelopes, and here is again a hummingbird, and the pages are just very lightly stamped, so it looks like there's something there, but just lightly stamped. And here is again one of those 5-inch pieces. This is from the ephemera pack, and this is one of the journaling cards, and you can see the page will stand alone without the journaling card. I just wanted to put it in there, and as I mentioned, it has the lace. This is also from the ephemera pack. It's a journaling card. It's right here, and this is a Tim Holtz die that I just used at the bottom just to add some fun with it instead of just always using the lace. Avocado stained doily, a book page, and the back has been lightly gessoed a la Artie Mays. And again, you're going to see a theme emerging. This is really a really pretty page because I love dies, frames like this. And this is really a pocket, as you can see here. And I glued the frame, so it also is a pocket tuck spot. And you could actually put something else on here, but again, it is a double pocket, and it also, oops, I have the fan going. It looks very decorated also. This is like my absolute favorite page, and it's just the paper. I debated whether to leave it alone, and this is from the ephemera pack, And like I said, this is all leftover paper. All the tags are made from it. They weren't made specifically, and you can see how well it fits. I could probably even put, let me reach over here and just put an envelope here also. And it kind of works really nice. I think that's what I originally had. And so you can see a pretty decorated page quite easily. This is the back. And I added, again, this is the pocket is made from the blue fern paper. I added this napkin decoupage. The tag, it also is from the journaling card, but what I did was there's a page and it has nothing but roses on it, and so I fussy cut and just glued it at the top, and it makes it a little bit more special than just having it ordinary, and you can see how well it fits with the page. Again, repeats, you can see there is a theme emerging. And on this, instead of gessoing back here, I left it. This is a cluster, and it comes from that journaling page that, you know, everyone's familiar with, and it says, "Let your imagination take flight." And this also is from the journaling page, and instead of, it's actually 2 pages, or 2 little squares. I kept it as one because I wanted a longer tag, and it kind of works. And then I just added this tag. Well, that's a second one here. Boy, I thought, you know, it has a lot of detail. So again, 2 tags to add fiber to. Again, you can see how the 5-inch piece, but I added length to this, and kind of it frames with this lace. It's been lightly coffee stained, and you turn it over, and it is, again, it just stands by itself. It doesn't need any decorations. It's just beautiful. You just enjoy it. And on this side, you can see the lightly stamped paper that I mentioned. This is another envelope, and it is lightly collaged. Did I put anything? No, I didn't put anything on here. And here's the birds, like the bird waltz. So I'm keeping that theme going here. And you turn it over, and this is really a beautiful belly band. And this is from a napkin, and I decoupaged it and fussy cut and put some ribbon on this. And then this is a tag, leftover pieces, and it just goes right underneath, totally disguising the music paper, and it is just beautiful. It just goes. And again, the avocado stained paper. This is the end of the first signature, and you can see the collaging I did on the journaling cards. This is just a little bit of lace I had. Maybe I could put a little bit more on there, but again, you see it is lace trimmed, and I do just kind of leave these pages alone because they speak for themselves. Right up here is a tiny little tuck spot, and I have some tags that will go on right there just to show, demonstrate it is a tuck spot right there. And again, all of these are made from blue fern, and you could just add a little something there, or you could add a picture, whatever you wish, but there is a tiny little tuck spot, as well as down here, I believe it's another tuck spot right there. And so you can, or you can just leave them alone. So there is a tuck spot right here, and let me see. I knew I had these for a reason. Here's another little tuck spot just to show where they are. Again, this page just stands alone. It's just very pretty. And again, you can see, very simple journal, really a very simple journal. Here you can see I used the lace again as a pocket, leftover paper. This is that rose that I was making the collages with. So this sheet is very versatile. You can do fussy cutting, you can cut them into tags as well as journal pages. So again, it just goes in there. I think I had it a little bit more secure in there. Oh, there is a little tuck spot. That little white is a tuck spot which keeps it in, not just the lace. And again, I've talked to you about, again, the paper. And you can see how the lace changes the look, makes it look longer. It's an illusion. And you can see how on the back, you know, it doesn't, you can see it's a smaller sheet. Okay, stamping. Here's another sheet that I think is just beautiful. I did some fussy cutting. This music paper, I added it on to make a pocket, and this is that paper I'm talking to you about that I make these journaling cards, and I think this is just such a romantic, beautiful paper. And then you would think it's just one sheet until I start adding the tags, and you see it really is a pocket. I don't know where I got this lace, but it is just perfect complement. This is also a very fun page in a strange way. It's because you know how you have flips? Well, as I said, every last bit was used. So I had this, so I fussy cut it. Here are some more tags, and they're just added on there. And then you flip it open. But look right here. It's a journaling spot. It's just been folded like a little book. I could have probably added more, but I liked it just like that. And on the inside, again, leftover pieces, all of these leftover pieces, and again, wonderful for a journaling card. My favorite book pages. I don't know what I'll do when I use up all the pages from that book. And this is also very pretty. You know that folio I showed earlier? Well, I had to cut these birds off. I didn't know what to do with them. So what do? But you make a tag with them. That's all. You collage them on. And again, this is some paper. You can see the reason the pocket is this shape is because something was cut off. But there they go together. And you would never guess that these are just bits and pieces. Just a beautiful page. Again, I've talked about this, and I love to use greeting cards. I love greeting cards. Like I said, I'm a junk journaler, and all this paper, other than blue fern paper, is just paper from my stash. So there was a greeting right there, and I sanded it off. So it kind of looks a little grungy, but it fits with the book. And this is the center of the second signature. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. And inside this card, you can see this is napkin decoupage, and I fussy cut it. And I decoupage it on some thick cardstock, so it does have some support there. It's not really flimsy. And I have a tag. And this is the other side of the card, which what I did was, these are leftover pieces. I don't even know. They're not from the same even paper, but they're similar enough, and they're mitered, and it forms a frame. And I have purposely left the greeting there. And it says, wishing you a year filled with happiness and joy. That was the card. So as you can see, I could have changed it, but I wanted people to see this. How you can use your greeting cards. This also comes from a card. People give me stuff. They give me all their cards when they're cleaning up. And I just found a box of them. And it just is beautiful. You see the thank you? You can't really see the thank you. It's very you don't really notice it, but I said, well, it's okay to have that in a card. You can thank people or just be thankful for life. And you put it in there. And isn't that just beautiful? It just looks so pretty. So you turn it over, and this is the other side of the card because this is the center of the signature. And again, the leftover paper. This is a die cut. This is again from that journaling page, not the ephemera packet. And this is paper that I've had in my stash that I cut into tags. I just think it complements each other. I can't even remember the name, Old World or something or other. And again, you can see there's a pattern emerging as to which papers I'm using. And here's the book page. It was lightly gessoed, just softened up. I made this pocket, and then I just decided to add lace because I had decided I'm going to show where the blue fern papers are with lace. So I tried to be kind of consistent with this. This tag is from the ephemera pack, and this is, again, remember I'm talking about that rose page right there? All the leftover pages. And you can turn it this way, you could turn it this way. This side makes it, I think, very easy to journal on. And you put it in. Well, they'll go in right now because I don't want this to drag too long. This is just totally left blank. No tuck spots, no nothing. It's just, there it is. And again, lace. And this is kind of fun. My friend Merlene, she has all these interesting dies, and so we were cutting, and this is some rice paper, and you flip it open, and here is a beautiful page. I don't know, I might put a belly band, I don't know what I'll finish it off with, but I just kind of like it. Isn't that just like a pleasant surprise? It's so pretty, and this rice paper is so soft, so you can do something with that. Again, the paper, like I said, lightly tea stained. And here, once again, is another 5-inch piece. There is a little lace trim. You can see it, how it stands, and it's been trimmed with lace on the bottom, which is my optical illusion to give it that feel. It's a full page instead of just a 5-inch rectangle. This is a tag I made. It's a pocket, so it's a tag inside of a tag, and it goes in there and it just looks pretty. It kind of serves as a little tab. And right here, well, these were spilling out. Here's one of the birds from the line. And let's see, why did they, I don't know if you can see through here, but there is a white little piece of paper right there. That's actually a tuck spot. Why these guys escaped, I have no clue, but it is supposed to hold them in place. This is what I mean about those little spots there. So it was bird walls, so I left it on there, and there they go. So just beautiful. You can use up, this is what every last scrap of paper, this is what makes bird walls so beautiful. And again, these papers should look familiar. What I'm filling in between. And you can see, this is why I said the papers between the bird waltz paper are just very simple. And they're just papers from my stash, coffee stain, punched, which I usually do with my pages. And again, this one I just left it. And here you're going to see leftover paper. And I fussy cut it. It looks very pretty. It will stand just by itself. And here you see I use the tags, and instead of a little bit, I put a little book page there. It can go this way, or it can go this way. I put it this way because it has the roses. You put it in, and it looks like a continuation right there. You see how it kind of matches? And I didn't want it too big because I don't want to hide the dragonfly. This is just beautiful. Look at this. It just is beautiful. I just left it alone. Can't touch something beautiful like that. This is the back side. Has lace trim. I thought a lot about what to do with it, so I just left it alone. If I have to think that hard, just leave it alone. This is some of the stationery. I talk about that I don't really go out of my way. I love to use stationery, very simple, not really treating it. And here is, this was a napkin that was, just in my stash. I had used part of it, and so I decoupaged it on cardstock and fussy cut it. It will stand like this. It's a pocket. So I just had some, again, this is just notebook paper that's been coffee stained. The lines, got diluted, and it just goes in there for added journaling. Your added journaling pleasure, as my friend Jen Miller would say. And there it goes. If you wanted it more secure, this little leaf over here will keep it right there. And there you go. So your innermost thoughts can be hidden. There you see this. This I just love. I guess I'm going to say it's a bookmark. Look at that. It deserves to be somewhere. I don't know if I should put it just right there or what. That would make it beautiful. But like I said, I like both sides. You can see how I put music paper to hide that little margin that everybody usually cuts off. Again, this is so versatile. Again, I just fussy cut. I believe this is from the ephemera packet. And here is one of these pockets. Everybody knows about this style of pocket. This journaling card, if you look at this page, just ho-hum. One of the few pages I would say ho-hum until you put the journaling card and it becomes, wow, that's a pretty page. So again, another book page, lightly gessoed. I really like that. And again, the lace adding to the length, the 5-inch piece adding, and it also, you see from other pages, it makes a frame, so it's just really beautiful. This is a side tuck, and again, it will stand on its own. I added, because it was a really short piece, I did a little bit of collaging, some lace. This is from the ephemera pack. So I do think it's a good investment. And again, you can see my pages. Again, in this page, I'm trying to get as much mileage out of the paper as possible. You can see I added this little bit at the end. And this was a little piece that I just fussy cut. You might recognize it from some journaling cards. I added some lace to make a pocket. Leftover pieces, and you can see between the, I don't know if you would call it collaging, but this little piece, the fussy cut and the lace, it just makes it a very beautiful page. And you can see I'm running out of my lace, or I cut it short, one of the two, but it doesn't matter. This is what's so forgiving about it. It just adds to the charm. This is one of my embellished envelopes, and I left the center by itself. As I said, if you have to think about it too hard, the best thing is to leave it alone. So again, I like to embellish envelopes with napkin decoupage. And on this side, you see again that lace that I saw earlier. It actually is acting kind of like a belly band. You see how it goes through, which I really like. And what I did, this was a journaling card. There were two of them, which I liked, Butterfly Kisses, and I think, I don't know, Dragonfly something or other. So I just left that like that. You wouldn't notice it until I pointed it out. And I just seamed them together with a piece of paper and used my distress ink, which you would never notice that there was anything weird about that. And I just put it in as a belly band. And there it goes. Isn't that pretty? Again, you see my pages. This is an embellished envelope, and you can't see it's been avocado stained, gessoed. There's a punch, and it's been embossed. So it is embellished, but it is just so soft you can't see what's been done to it. And I just think it looks like marble almost. So I just left it like that. A book page. And this is really a kind of a fun page also. I did some collaging. So this is from one of the cards, and there are 2 tags in this disguise right here. So let me pull them out. That's the collage. So, and it is a double belly band. So again, as I said, these pages, these are so beautiful, you can't discard them, you have to do something with them. So right in here, right behind this, is behind the doily, that's belly band number 1. This is, I got tired of rectangles, so I did something different, and it is behind the dotted paper. So this is what I tell you, it is a double belly band. And when you look at it, it looks just like a collage piece, and no one would know it's a double belly band. So here we go. Again, some of the paper is just pretty, leave it alone. See what I'm talking about? Leave it alone. And like I said, I kept a bird theme and music paper, bird waltz, get it? And this is a flap, and it is a pocket with the music paper. Here's one of the tags. I got tired of rectangles, as you can see. And there you go. Very pretty. It goes really well with it. On this side, I made a tag pocket. There you go. Come on. I must have... What is going on? Why is it staying? Who knows? What is this from? Must be something underneath. Who knows what lies beneath? Here's a tag. Again, the paper treatment I put with the book page. And this comes from the journaling page. And I think what I did right here is, this is a piece of this. These were just leftover pieces, almost very small. I wanted a larger pocket, and I guess, who knows, just take it off. All else fails, just take it off. And I put this right here for decoration, just a little bit piece, and I must have glued it the last minute or something, I don't know. It didn't dry, and there you go. It was it butterfly kisses and dragonfly wishes. That's what the belly, and that's what I said, oh, I want just to focus on the dragonfly, like that. So it will stand like this, but I wanted to show that it was also a pocket. This is stationery, last page. And again, from the ephemera pack. Very simple journaling card. I don't think it needs more. And we come to the back here. And this is the last page. And this is a tiny, like I said, every last little piece I fussy cut. This is a tiny little tuck spot that it doesn't go with it. I just added it on. This is a little tiny envelope that I probably will put a tiny little tag in there. This is I guess the third tag I have to add fiber to, and they go together like that, and I just think it makes such a pretty page. And you get to this back end, and here are my tags. This is one right here. I love this tag. This is a die cut, and you can see it kind of almost is a mirror of the other page. And there they go. And so this is my Bird Waltz journal. It is really a beautiful journal, but do not be intimidated. It's very simple. It's just the paper is doing all the work. So again, it's 3 signatures. I think they're about 10, 11 pages folded in half, or that was my initial, and who knows what I added on afterwards. Oh, about 60 pieces of ephemera at least, and it closes quite easily. So again, just a beautiful paper line. I love it. I was inspired by it, which I don't say that very often. So again, thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for the next 2 videos to show the next 2 projects. Thank you for watching.